So we were talking about the rock cycle before we left school. And I went to school the other day and I found this book. And I would like to read it to you today to talk about the rock cycle. It's called Let's Go Rock Collecting. See, it is by Roma Gans and illustrated by Holly Keller. People collect all kinds of things. They collect coins, stamps, baseball cards, shells, toys, bottles, pictures, and even cats. Some people collect things that are very old. The older, the better. The oldest things that you can collect are rocks. Most of them are millions and millions of years old. Most kinds of rock are easy to find, but some, like diamonds and emeralds, are rare, and that's why they are valuable. Rocks cover the whole earth. No matter where you live on a rock. There is rock under city streets and country farms, and there is rock under every ocean, lake, and river. You can see here crust and solid rock layer. The Romans built roads out of rocks. The roads are still used today. Things made with rock last and last. The rocks that make up the surface of the earth are called the earth's crust. Most of the crust is made of igneous rock. Igneous means made by heat. Inside the earth, it is very hot, hot enough to melt rock. The melted rock is called magma, but you knew that already. Sometimes the magma pushes through the cracks in the crust. When magma comes to the surface, it's called lava. The lava cools and becomes very hard. It becomes igneous rock. Most of the Earth's igneous rock comes from volcanoes on the seafloor. There's a picture here. The volcano should be a pretty cool thing to draw and label if you want to. Granite is an igneous rock. It once was magma. Some granite is gray with small, shiny black and white crystals. Some granite has large pink, black, and white crystals. The crystals in granite are called quartz. Some pieces of quartz are white like milk. Others are clear like glass. You can see the granite and the quartz in that picture. Sometimes quartz has bands of many colors. Jewelry is made from it. The marbles you play with may also be made of banded quartz. Basalt is another kind of igneous rock, which we talked about basalt with Miss Eliza's lesson a couple of weeks ago. And then remember, we also talked about it when we talked about the Easter Island story, because it was one of the kinds of rock that the Rapa Nui used to make the Moai statues. It's usually dark in color, gray, green, or black. It is the most common of all igneous rock. Ooh, not all rocks are hard. Some rocks are soft. Talc is so soft you can pinch it into powder with your fingers. Talc is number 1 on a scale for hardness of rocks. The scale is called the Mohs scale of hardness. That's M-O-H-S apostrophe. And it goes from 1 to 10. Quartz is number 7. Diamonds are number 10. They are the hardest rocks in the world. Each mineral on the scale can scratch the mineral below it. A fingernail has a hardness of about 2.5. So your fingernail can leave a scratch on talc, but not calcite. You can see here, there's a picture of the scale from 1 to 10 with some examples for each one. That'd be a pretty cool thing to draw as well if you want to. You could look up some other rocks and see what their Mohs hardness number would be as well. So we know not all rocks are igneous rocks. Some are made of sediments. Sandstone is one kind of sedimentary rock. It is made of grains of sand, mud, and pebbles. Millions of years ago, sand was blown into rivers. The rivers carried the sand along and dropped it into lakes or oceans. Layer after layer settled on the bottoms of the lakes and seas. The top layers pressed down on the bottom layers. Slowly, the layers of sand became stone. You'll know sandstone when you see it. It's often soft and grainy. If you rub it with your fingers, grains of sand may come off. And there's a picture showing how sedimentary rocks are made. Might be a cool picture to draw too. Lots of art for this lurk, if you'd like. Another sedimentary rock is limestone, and we have a lot of that around here in Louisville. It's one of the reasons why our water is so clean, because it's filtered by all the limestone around. It's made of the shells of animals that lived millions of years ago. Most often, limestone is white, but it can be pink, tan, and other colors. Sometimes you can see the outlines of shells in limestone. Look at this. Or you see the dog sees an outline of something too. Limestone's also used to make cement. Cement is then mixed with sand, gravel, and water to make concrete for sidewalks. You can see the dog walked on the wet cement. It's got to sit for a little while before it hardens. That's why we have these cement trucks with these big backs, machines that twist and turn as they're going down the road. Have you ever seen one of those? And so it doesn't harden until they pour it out, and then you have to let it sit and it becomes hard. 5,000 years ago, the Egyptians built the pyramids out of limestone. They are still standing, which we knew that. Maybe someday you'll go to Egypt and see them. I know, I'd like to go too. What's this one called? Besides igneous and sedimentary rocks, there is a third kind of rock in the Earth's crust. It's called metamorphic. Metamorphic means changed. Slate is a metamorphic rock. Slate was once shale, but over millions of years, tons and tons of rocks pressed on it. The pressure made shale very hot, and the heat and pressure changed it into slate. Most slate is gray, but some is black, red, or brown. And this picture shows you how metamorphic rock is made by heat and pressure over a very, very long time. Other metamorphic rocks are made the same way slate is, by heat and pressure. Some metamorphic rocks are so changed you cannot tell what they once were. So let's look here. Granite can turn into gneiss. It was once a piece of gray granite. Now it is darker gray and its crystals have separated into layers. Or limestone, here, turns into marble. Some marble has colored marks that look like clouds. And then the last one down here is sandstone. It turns into quartzite. It may still look like sedimentary sandstone, but now it is much harder. When you start collecting rocks, you'll find out how many different varieties there are. One way to start a collection is to look for rocks of different colors. You'll find there are pink rocks, black rocks, and pure white ones. There are gray ones and brown ones and yellow ones. See if you can tell what kind of rocks they are. You can keep your small rocks in egg cartons, or you can keep larger ones in cardboard boxes with dividers like this one. Rock collecting is fun, and one of the best things about it is that you can do it anywhere. Wherever you go, try to find new rocks and add them to your collection. You could even test a couple of different rocks against each other by scratching them and seeing which one scratches the other one. And then you can tell which one is harder than the other one. That'd be a pretty cool experiment. All right, thanks for listening. I can't wait to see any follow-up work that you have for this. Bye.